So, let's talk about this. Because this is something that, from coming from someone who loves foldable cell phones, right? It's a truth, but also not a truth at the same time. So, Android Authority wrote an article here about how they switched back from a Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold back to a Pixel 9 Pro, which is a foldable cell phone back to a slab cell phone. And they did talk about some good points in this article, how even though they love the foldable cell phone, it just simply wasn't really going to take them away from trying to go back to their laptop or their computer or tablet whenever they needed to get work done. Foldable phone is awesome, but it's not going to replace a actual computer for them. It said my smartphone use doesn't revolve around gaming or oodles of media consumption, making the foldable display a nice to have but not essential. And this is why we said many times, and we kind of bring this back to the Surface Duo days, but a foldable cell phone for a lot of people, I'd say majority of people, is a nice second device to have, right? It's a nice second device where you have your main, if you want to have a slab cell phone or maybe another foldable cell phone, it's nice to have a nice, second device. For example, with the Z Fold series, you can get Samsung DeX, which you plug into any monitor and you get a full Linux-based operating system, which to a lot of people is an absolute W. Myself included. It's 16 gigabytes of RAM. So for a majority of stuff, you add a keyboard and mouse to it and you're rocking and rolling with that. You're pretty good for the most part and you don't really need much else. Now again, for other people, you're going to need more. I do a lot of 3D graphic design and 3D modeling and 3D animation. I can't do that on a Z Fold device or a Pixel device. So again, it's one of those situations where for a lot of people, it is going to be a secondary device. It's going to be a second device you have with you, and it kind of is like your tablet, but it's a tablet in your pocket that folds. I think there is a huge area of people who, though, are going to be like myself, who use it as a primary device. I use my Pixel 9 Pro Fold as my main daily driver. It's the only phone I use, and I love it. It's great for media. I don't game on my cell phones. I will agree with this article. I do go ahead and watch a lot of YouTube, though, and it's amazing to have for YouTube. Not every single app is going to be optimized for it, which is definitely going to be a humongous issue for a lot of people. It's one of those situations where, and this is kind of, I guess, the best way to put it, this is why the price tag of these phones are so hard to sell, because as a secondary device, like I said before, when the Surface Duo 1 and 2 came out, and we're talking about $1,100 to $1,400, that kind of range, even for a secondary device, that's crazy expensive. That's insanely expensive. Now we're talking about $1,800, which is even crazier, and to a point where it's difficult for anyone to even justify their main device being a foldable cell phone, let alone a secondary device, right? And this, again, I think is why we've had so much issue trying to make foldable cell phones the mainstream cell phone. Flippable can always work, because flippable price tags are always lower, $1,000 or less. That's going to keep people in the market. That's going to keep people wanting to buy one, because it's not like, okay, well, this has to be a secondary device. It can be a mainstream device. So foldables forever will be that kind of back and forth, tooth and nail of, well, we want it to work, we want this to happen, but it's just going to be fighting tooth and nail with everything. And for the most part, it is what it is. You can't really change it. It costs them a lot of money to make foldable cell phones, and that's, again, why foldable cell phones are so damn expensive. If they could figure out a way to make them cheaper, which they're trying to, I still don't know if... this is the problem, right? This is called capitalism. So you have a product, you want to sell a product to your consumers, right? If whatever that consumer base will pay for that product, you can sell it at. And that's just it. That's facts. That's just the point, the truth. So if people will spend $1,800 for the Z Fold series, the Pixel Fold series, whatever, and they're spending $1,800, then these companies, Google, Samsung, you name it, will keep selling it at that price tag. The only way you can get these price tags to come down is, one, the manufacturing cost comes down, or two, consumers don't buy the device. And you see with Samsung, they're discounting the Z Fold series like crazy, trying to put deals out there, trying to get people more interested in the actual phone. Like, they're really trying because people aren't interested because of the price tag. It's the age-old struggle, but definitely tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.